The 1980s, the CIA, South America, it all goes together. It's top 10 strange facts about Pablo Escobar. Ooh. Number 10, El Presidente. Pablo Escobar, ruthless criminal, boss, and leader of the Medellin cartel. This man is a rap sheet long enough to reach from Colombia all the way to France, and enough dirt on him to put him away forever. Well, with a reputation like that, it makes sense that he would only try to run for president of Colombia. After finding some success in government, he was eventually kicked out as having a politician with any literal bodies underneath him. Well, it was a bad look. And if we know anything about the 80s, is that this was a very vain decade, and we care about our looks in the 80s. Am I right, guys? Remember the 80s? Number 9, rubber bands. Rubber bands, rubber bands, rubber bands. It's my new rap single, MC Not So Slim Shady. What up, y'all? Know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. That was a poor joke about gangster rap and the oddity that Marshall Mathers really was in the beginning of his career. Kinda was strange. Back to the real gangster, however, the dude was bringing in a lot of dough. Just like that scene from Scarface, he was pushing it to the limit. Remember that scene? Yeah. The money counting? Yeah. When the cash is piling up, you gotta make it organized. Walter White had Skyler, but even that got out of hand. The easiest way to do it, without speaking from experience, of course, I wouldn't know anything about it, is using rubber bands. This is where it gets crazy. Pablo had so much money to rap that he was spending $2,500 a month on rubber bands back in the 1980s. They're what, $1 at the dollar store? $2,500 on rubber band. That's insane. Number 8, Planta O Plomo. Mi amo es Pablo Escobar, plata e plomo, señor. This was Pablo's catchphrase, his motto, how he lived his life. Plata o plomo. Like Buzz Lightyear in Infinity and Beyond, except much more violent. What does it mean? Well, for my non-Spanish speaking friends, it basically means silver or lead. Meaning, when Pablo had issues smuggling his illicit goods, he oftentimes found himself having to bribe officials. It's part of the business. However, in Colombia, there were still a lot of proud and lawful officials who didn't care for this brand of criminal. Maybe it was national pride, maybe it was machismo, or just craziness, but some turned down as bribes. They were met with the lead. That's the whole point. If Pablo couldn't buy you, he would bury you. Number 7, Mucho Dinero. Surprise, surprise, he was very wealthy. Like stupid wealthy. His smuggling of jungle sugar netted him up to $420 million US a week. A week. Combined with his real estate, rare vehicles, and all the expensive stuff he owned, his net worth was estimated to be in the $30 billion range, which would have made him one of the richest humans on the planet. And he doesn't even own a legit business. Or at least one that doesn't launder his filthy, dirty cash, that is. This is how he was able to apply his Planta O Plomo policy. The man had the cash to put small countries under. At one point, when he was on the run with his family, he burned $2 million physical cash in a furnace to keep his family warm in a cold safe house. What? That's insanity. Number 6, self-made prison. What's your biggest fear, viewers? Let us know in the comments below, I'm curious. Maybe it's spiders, heights, or the boogeyman underneath your bed. No need to worry about the boogeyman, I know him personally, he's harmless. But Pablo, well, he's dangerous. So what do you think the most ruthless criminal of the 1980s, arguably of all time, is afraid of? One word, extradition. Going to jail in Colombia would be nothing for Pablo. Due to his public image, wealth, and corruption, he might not have even gone in the first place. However, being extradited to the United States and going to jail there, oh boy, that's not good. Plus, due to some recent policy changes on illicit substances thanks to Ronnie Reagan, he was going to go away for a long time to a hard place where it was not going to be mucho bueno. So when he was facing legal trouble in Colombia, he built his own prison known as the Cathedral, fitted with a bar, lounge, and even a nightclub and ladies of the evening. What were the police gonna do? Arrest him and send him to jail 2? When's jail 2 coming out? It doesn't make any sense. That's so he built his own jail and spent time in it. He sent it himself to that's insane. Number 5, buried money. When you do big bad crimes like this, you need to launder your money. Take it from Al Capone, you don't want to go to jail for tax evasion or have the pesky government take your hard-earned dinero. So you buy fronts, squeaky clean businesses, possibly local businesses, which is always good, to launder the money. That's exactly what he did. The trouble is he couldn't get rid of it fast enough. So what do you do with all that cash? Well, you pull a pirate move and you bury your booty, sir. So Pablo began wrapping up his money and burying it and hiding it all over the country. He even had a map made. However, the map designer and the map have been lost to time, so now we don't know where it is. Every once in a while, a few million of his money shows up. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Not really, I wouldn't touch it, I'd be afraid to. Number 4, national debt. Pablo was so scared of extradition that he was willing to do anything to get out of it. He was so rich, so wealthy, so powerful that he once offered to pay off Colombia's national debt to avoid his legal issues, which frankly might have changed the very fabric of the country today. Colombia, of course, is a poor country, but having your debt paid off? That would have been a huge boost for the country. However, it didn't happen and Pablo eventually got what was coming to him. But think about the fact that the man was so rich he almost bought off an entire nation. That's insanity. Number 3, planes, trains, and automobiles. 142 planes, 20 helicopters, 32 yachts, and 141 homes and offices, all ranging from low in price to front of magazine kind of wealth. He had a lot of connections, and all of these were used as a fleet to aid him in smuggling the sugar that's made under palm tree huts. Crazy, right? Well, it goes even beyond that, as he even bought 2 submarines. That's right, submersible vehicles to transport his goods to the United States. That's straight out of Grand Theft Auto. The lengths we go, man, that's crazy. Number 2, theme park. Well, being that Colombia is much better off with guys like Pablo running around, but after he was gone, what do you do with all his stuff? Let's think. Oh, theme park, of course. Hacienda Napoli is a theme park for families to visit that used to be one of the smuggling king's prized jewels. Complete with a pool, zoo with animals that was previously built by Pablo, and a collection of his luxury vehicles to view like a museum. I give Colombia credit for that, taking something bad and making something good out of it. Way to go, guys. That's the best way I can see. That's it. What a great turnaround. I love that. Number 1, Robin Hood. Last but certainly not least, Robin Hood. Eventually, most people in Colombia feared Pablo, and they were right to do that, as he was one crazy dude and no one was safe. Seriously, look up this, Google the stuff he did. Some stuff I couldn't even talk about. He's crazy. And I mean no one was safe. I implore you to look it up, seriously. During his rise to infamy, however, he did do some good. It doesn't outweigh any of the bad stuff he did, but at least he did try to help those who he wasn't hurting, which was a lot of people. He gave away his money to poor citizens, helped fund to build parks and soccer fields, and we all know how much Central America feels about football. So much so, he began to cloak himself in something of a Robin Hood persona. And yeah, that's kinda right. Except Robin Hood and Little John didn't carry blam blams or smuggle illicit product. Yeah, they didn't do that. They were good guys. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here at Bumblebee. And before I go, thanks so much for following me on all my socials, guys. I gotta say, the numbers are going up and you guys are following. It's so nice. I just want to say a personal message. Thank you so much. It's so nice, guys. If you want to see more of me, check out my socials somewhere down below. Let's get those numbers up, baby. Let's go. I love you so much, guys, and I'll see you soon. You're the best.